Today we're going to be talking about the best dining cards out there. And there's tons of different credit cards out there that have dining reward. But the credit cards that we're going to be talking about are ones that earn more than 2 times on your dining purchases, or 2%. And we're going to look at it as in the multiplier number. We're not going to take into effect like Chase and American Express where they get elevated points or rewards back when you use it through the travel portal. So we're not going to take that into effect. We're just going to look at the number that the multiplier is. So it doesn't matter with all that other stuff. As well, we're not going to be talking about credit union cards or store cards because those aren't as popular as these cards are. But if there are any store cards or credit union cards that you know of that are great dining rewards cards, please let us know down in the comments below, because we want to be able to get the best dining rewards credit card out there. And if it is a credit union card or a store card, then that would be the best card to use. So let's get right into the video. First credit card we're going to talk about is the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Card. This card gets you 3% up to $2,500 per quarter combined with the 2% category. And for the 3% category, one of them being restaurants, is what you can be able to get. So if you use the 3% only on restaurant purchases, you could get up to the $2,500 per quarter. This would be more than you would get with a quarterly category card. The next card on the list, or cards on the list, is the Chase Trifecta. Whether it's the Chase Freedom Unlimited, Chase Freedom Flex, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, or the Chase Sapphire Reserved, you're going to get 3 times or 3% back unlimited on all your dining purchases. For the Freedom cards, there are no annual fees, while the Sapphire cards, the Preferred has $95 annual fee and the Reserve has a $550 annual fee. As well, the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Sapphire Reserve both don't have foreign transaction fees, so you can be able to use these cards worldwide. So if you're strictly looking just for a dining card with Chase, I would definitely go for the no annual fee cards. But like we talked about, we're not taking into effect the travel benefits and everything. But if you were looking into doing that, you would want to be able to get one of the Sapphire card for that benefit. But because we're just talking about dining purchases, the best dining card, any of those 3 would work for you. There are pros and cons for all 4 of these cards having the same multiplier. The con being they're the same, so why would you need to get one card over the other? But the pro is that if you do have more than one of these cards and you forget one at home or something, you can always know that whenever you use a Chase card, pretty much, you're going to get 3% on all your spend for dining. Unlimited. The next card on the list is the Venmo credit card. So this card's interesting because you get 3% unlimited for the highest spend that you do on one of the select 8 categories that they have, and dining is one of those categories. This card as well gets 2% unlimited on the second highest spend and 1% on everything else. I probably wouldn't go out of my way just to get this card for the 3% dining, but there are some other categories that might be of your interest that you might want to look into. But because we're talking about the best dining credit card, we're not going to look into those today. The next credit card on the list is the Wells Fargo Autograph Card. And this card gets you 3% unlimited dining as well, with a bunch of other 3% unlimited categories. And this card as well has no foreign transaction fees, with it also being a no annual fee card. So this card is a really great card to be able to take with you as you are traveling across the country, because there are no foreign transaction fees on this card. And that is the same as well with the Chase Trifecta of the Sapphire Preferred and Sapphire Reserve, but they do have an annual fee, so that might influence what card you want to be able to get, compared to like the Wells Fargo Autograph that has no annual fee and no foreign transaction fees. The next card on the list is comparable to the Wells Fargo Autograph card, which is the Capital One Savor One card. This card as well gets 3% unlimited like the preceding cards before, with no annual fee and no foreign transaction fees as well. This card is a MasterCard compared to the Wells Fargo Autograph card being a Visa card. So if you have one or the other, you just have to make sure that wherever you go outside the country accepts Visa or MasterCard. But if you have both of these cards, then you'll be fine. The next card on the list is like an older brother to the Capital One Savor One card, which is the Capital One Savor Rewards card. This card gets you 4% unlimited on dining purchases, but it does come with a $95 annual fee. But this card as well also doesn't have any foreign transaction fees. So if you utilize this card more than the Savor One card and you are able to offset the annual fee, then this card would be worth it. But in my opinion, the Capital One Savor One card is just as good for the 3% unlimited without having to pay an annual fee on the card. Though there are other benefits on the Savor One Rewards card, it doesn't really make it much better where you would want to get that card over the Savor One card. The next card on the list is the US Bank Altitude Go card. This card as well has a 4 times unlimited at dining, takeout, and restaurant delivery. And this card has no annual fee and also has no foreign transaction fees. So this card is better than the Capital One Saver Rewards card, having no annual fee to be able to get the unlimited 4 times on all your dining purchases. The next card on the list is the one card that you probably think of when you think of the best dining credit card out there, which is the American Express Gold card. And this card gets you 4 times at restaurants worldwide. And this is definitely a favorite for any of those people who love American Express cards and use their cards and their ecosystem. And like we talked about, we're not taking into effect that you're getting more points through the travel portal, or we're not devaluing the points or anything. We're just looking at the multiplier being 4x. So this card is comparable with like the US Bank Altitude Go card and the Capital One Saver Rewards card, getting 4% or 4 times on those cards as well. The American Express Gold card does have a $250 annual fee, but it does have no foreign transaction fees. And I actually believe for the American Express Gold card, if I remember correctly, for takeout and restaurant deliveries, it is only for the US that you can be able to get 4 times on that. It's not worldwide that you can do that. Like the US Bank Altitude Go, it can be able to get takeout and restaurant delivery. You can get 4 times on those. But the American Express Gold card does not. It can only do it in the US. So in that sense, the US Bank Altitude Go card would be better. The next card on the list is the US Bank Cash Plus card. And we talked about this card last week with all the different categories that it has. And one of them is fast food. So you can be able to get 5% up to $2,000 combined in 2 categories each quarter. So you could easily use the whole $2,000 for fast food purchases and be able to get 5% on all your spend. But as well, you can be able to get 2% unlimited for a category of your choice, and restaurants are included in that. Though we did talk about using credit cards that are higher than 2%, this card gets you 5% on fast food, and then if you're going to a restaurant, you could get 2%. So it's kind of a nice dining card in itself as well. The next card on the list is probably a favorite for those who don't like annual fees on their credit cards, and gets you 5% on pretty much any category that you want, like the US Bank Cash Plus card, is the City Custom Cash card. This card gets you 5% on select categories with the most spend per month, up to $500 per month. It's similar in a way where it's like a quarterly category card, because you get $1,500 of spend with a quarterly category card. If you add the 500 up for 3 months, that's $1,500 per quarter that you're getting with that card as well. And dining is one of those categories that you can be able to get 5% on. So though the US Bank Cash Plus card, you could actually get a little bit more. If you only use the 5% for fast food purchases, you could get up to $2,000 of spend. But the City Custom card is just rated higher because I'm taking into effect that you divide up the $2,000 into 2 categories. But depending on how you use the card, you could get more value using the US Bank Cash Plus card than you would with the City Custom Cash card. And then the last card on the list is the Bilt MasterCard. Wait, I'm pretty sure that card only has 3% on dining, or 3 times on dining. Yes, you are correct. This card only has 3 times on dining, and it is unlimited. So why didn't we talk about this card with the 3% card? Well, it's because it has a unique day that it makes it much more valuable, and that is rent day. So if you don't know, rent day is the first day of the month, and the Bilt card doubles all your multipliers excluding rent. So for the 1 times category, it's going to be doubled to 2 times for all your purchases for everything else excluding rent. Your 2 times on travel is now doubled to 4 times on your travel purchases, and now your 3 times on dining is doubled to 6 times on dining. This card gets much more value on that one day compared to all these other credit cards. You're probably not going to wait till the first of the month to decide to go out and eat always. So I wouldn't say this card is the best dining card, but this card could get you the best multiplier on one day if you wanted to be able to get the highest spend, if you wanted to be able to get the best multiplier out there. And like I said, some of these cards, depending on your preference, you might prefer over another. Everyone might have their own preference on which credit card is their best dining rewards card. For me, I don't own the Bilt MasterCard. I feel like for those who do own it, they would probably only use it like once or twice to be able to meet that minimum spend requirement that they have to do per month to get their rewards. And I'm sure they would just use it for that rent day especially. But if they're going out to eat anywhere else, they're probably using their American Express Gold card or one of these other cards out there. I know this was a pretty quick video. I just wanted to go into the detail of the dining credit card and the multiplier for that category. There's obviously much more benefits for some of these cards, like the Capital One cards have Uber memberships right now for Uber Eats, or some cards might have like Grubhub or DoorDash with them as well, that you can be able to get food purchases, like even more rewards. But we're just looking at the multipliers as if this was the only thing on the credit card. So what do you think of this list? Do you think that this list has your favorite dining rewards card on there? Or do you think that this list is missing your card that you like to use when you go out to eat? Let me know down in the comments below which card that you use when you go out to eat. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all my video releases. And thank you, and hope you have a great day. Thanks.